Hello everyone, and I welcome you to the Tips and Techniques for Service Portal Part 2. And if you haven't watched the Part 1, it will be coming in the I button on the top. So you can just click on that and watch that part and then come back to this one. And just just a little bit introduction about me. My name is Pranav and I'm a senior ServiceNow consultant working on the platform for around 5 years now. And I like working on ITSM, HR, ITOM, and service portal implementations. So let's talk about today's topic that we're gonna cover. So first is the NG class. We'll talk about conditional NG classes, how you can use that. Second thing is like we're gonna see how we can embed a widget in another widget. Then we'll talk about adding links to the header. And then we'll see how we can make a footer static, or we'll also talk about how we can make the header static and all. And lastly we'll talk about language translation part 2. In the previous video we just talked about one basic translation, so we'll just see another way of doing translation on the portal. So let's go to the instance now. So now you can see this is the old widget that we built in the first part. So in the widget, we had this my task and all these things. Now I added something like node priority. So if I select the node priority as 1, you see the font is now 20 pixel and the color is red. If I put P3, its color is green and there is no font size. So let's see how it's done. So basically if I go to the demo widget, so what I did is like I created two class. One is the P red and one is the P green. Now, if you see, we have this ng class syntax, which is just checking what is the priority. If the priority is 1, then apply the class P red. Otherwise, apply the class as P green. So that's the reason it is being changed to, when we just select the P1, it is changing to P red class, and when we select P3, it's going into the green one, right? So that's the first thing. Now let's talk about the second thing, that is how we can embed a widget into another widget. So if you remember, last time we created this my task widget and this node priority was not there. So what I did is like I created another widget which is having this node priority thing, and you can see it's a demo widget too. So what I now did is like I'm using this syntax sp widget, which is which is calling like the demo widget 2 that I created. So how I did it is like, firstly I, in the server side, I set it like $sp.get widget and getting the widget of the widget 2, and this is nothing but the widget id of the widget 2. And this is the syntax that we use in the HTML side to call the widget, and that's the reason it's being called. If I just remove it and just save it and just refresh it, you can see that node priority is gone. So I'll just revert it back here and save the form. Okay, so now let's talk about our third thing, that is adding the header icon. So we have already have knowledge, catalog, request and all. Let's add one more thing, and let's see how we can do it. So you have to do something like, you have to go to menus, and once the menu come in the service portal, under service portal, you go to the exact menu for that particular portal. So for my portal, this is the instance with menu, that is the record that is there. So you can see I already have knowledge, catalog, request, approvals and all these things. Now what I can do is like I can create a new menu item by clicking on this new button, and I can give it like test page, just simple, and I can select the type as page, or we have different types. You can go ahead with the type, you can just read the types: URL, catalog, category, knowledge base and all these things. So for our use case we just need the page. You can just add conditions on this particular menu item record, just to see, just like condition can be like, suppose you don't want to show this particular item for certain role, so you can add that condition. So we'll keep it empty as it is. and I created something like footer demo. Just added a page. It's a blank page basically, and I'm just using just to show you things. Now if I refresh the portal, so our test page should come up here. Now when I click on the test page, so it is taking me to a blank page. So that's how you can create a menu item. So now you can see that this footer is coming on the top because there is no content. So this brings us to our fourth topic, how to create a fixed footer. So to do that, it's very simple. We have to just go to the portals. Now we have to search for our particular portal. So I have this service portal one, and we'll go to the theme of that portal by clicking on the theme record. So now we have this checkbox, which will just a fixed footer. If we just select this thing, and if I go back to the page and just refresh it, now you can see that the footer is, I hope you guys are able to see. Let me just now, I hope now you are able to see that the footer is in the bottom. So that's how you do like a fixed footer thing. So before moving into the last topic for today, that is the language translation part 2. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and let's move into the last topic, that is language translation. So let's go back to the home page. So again, I'm gonna go into the old widget that we created in the first video. So in the first video, you see we have something like, we just had like this dollar sign and the curly braces and my task thing, and we added the like translation in the messages table. So let me just go back to the instance. I have this messages, and let me just filter one, that is our thing, my task. So you see I have this my task that is there. Now instead of using the old syntax, I'm using a new syntax, that is gs.getMessage. So gs.getMessage can also be used to get the particular messages. Like I just want to get my task, and I'm just using like c.data.message, and it will just populate the thing. So now let's see it in action. So I'm on the page, my language is selected as English, that's why it is coming as my task. If I go and I just change my language from English to Japanese, and now the language is basically changed. So let me just reload our portal. So it's translating, and you can see that this thing is now translated. So that's how you can just translate certain things, like see, like by using gs.getMessage and all. So that brings us to the end of this part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thank you very much guys for watching the part 2, and in the this video description you can find a survey link. Just fill that one. It's hardly 2 question survey. It will help me just create a proper content for you.